I'm praying. I want to let you know. First deal should be closing on Monday.
All right.
Everybody's good. We got the title company lined up. The sellers said he's good to go, ready to wire money. So we got
Okay.
here before, but it didn't work out. But anyway, so that's closing Monday. But I had a question because I'm getting ready to go virtual.
Okay.
I'm in the Milwaukee market, and like I've been calling tax lien lists. I've been a lot of the prop stream lists, and then pre-probates I like the most. But I've been calling all of them, and I did decide I think I want to go virtual based on the types of responses I'm getting on the phone.
Okay.
And I did want to do one thing locally. I understand you guys said arrest records is like a great list to go after because a lot of people aren't, going after those. But I was trying to reverse engineer it and figure out how to find these people who are being arrested and then cross-referencing them to see if they have properties. And I just don't understand.
Actually, it's real simple. Like, honestly, the arrest records, like, so I found this out by accident, by the way, because I bought a couple deals where people got arrested. I'm like, someone says, you should really dive into that. I'm like, how hard? Honestly, I figured out in like 20 minutes. All you do is look at so like most of the bigger departments are like sheriff's department. I'm not in law enforcement, so I don't completely understand it, but you want to look at like the bigger the department, the better your shot because they're going to have a bigger population of people they arrest. And then
so like
usually
the sheriffs compared to
so like in the city I live, we have a very small police department. And then our neighboring one has the sheriffs take over, like I think the entire county. It's kind of weird. So a lot of times you have a county which deals with the sheriff, and then you'll have like a little city, the ones that think they're a little prissy by the coast, like we'll have our own police department. I don't focus on those ones because like you're never getting a good deal on those ones. I want the general population, like where everybody is.
Bigger area.
The bigger the population, the better. Then usually by law, they have to have, and once again, I'm just taking my counties, is they have public information on people who get incarcerated every day. And they have to put the violation up there, the date of arrest, and I believe their bond amount. Okay.
Kind of like in a newspaper I've seen in some areas, right?
Yeah, you can get it online though. Like,
okay.
How do you think everybody gets people's mug shots on the internet? That's how they do it.
I saw that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's how. So that's. I'm not going to get the politics here, but so once you find that data, so it's like a big spreadsheet, and like then basically you take that list, either you or a VA, and you cross-reference it and see if they own property in that county. That's it.
How do you look up if a person has property in a county?
You just look up their. So if John Delgado got arrested, so like I can see the bail amounts in my county. I know the higher the bail, like it's going to be a real problem. Okay. When people got like $500 bails, I'm probably not going to mess with them. Like, what's the point?
Right.
So I'll give you a little tip. The biggest arrest records that get me the most deals are multiple offenders on DUIs.
Yeah, that's what I was. Okay.
The first one, they get probation. The second one, they do light jail time. The third one, they go away for a long time. So it builds. So they get a warning, and depending on their criminal record, they get anywhere from 3 to 12 months, and then after that, 5-10 years, like crazy stuff. Like my county is like they're brutal on them.
Right.
So once I have that, then I just go into the property appraiser site and I just cross-reference their name and see if they own a property. So it's a pain in the ass, but like it works.
Yeah, I'm just looking for because the thing is, can I tell you, I actually was doing like a fun job before I started this, but it wasn't bringing me the type of income I was looking for.
Wait a minute. Are you not having fun wholesaling?
I am. I have a great time. Like earlier, I actually got this woman. She was so nice on the phone, and she hung up. I was like, "Cuss me out," because it's just like you're so nice. Because I love the nose. It just builds something in you, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's great. So
that's it with the arrest records. It's not complicated. Like I don't try to do like 3 million counties, but you got to understand, if somebody has a mortgage or a house that's completely paid for and they get incarcerated, they got to go away for like a year or two. Most of them just want to wrap it up because they know when they come back to the house, it's going to be a problem. And A lot of them want the money and the security, and it's like their last thing they're hanging on. If they know they're going to go away, like the last guy went, he went for ready for this. I think it was like 90 months he had to do. Now
Oh my gosh.
he like 5 DUI, like it gets multiple. They're like, dude, this guy's going to kill somebody. And honestly, um, it's a long. I'm not even gonna get the story. It's kind of funny, but like he's just like I don't I got to get rid of it. Like, and listen, he's got money problems. He's got this, got to pay that, and it's like they want to do a deal and do it fast. The downside is they do drag you through a lot of drama.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to decide how much drama you want to put up with. But I go through them like gangbusters. If there's no interest or like, a guy was on here the other day. He was talking about there's some sort of app they use like in the prisons, and he was spamming all the prisoners, and he got a ton of leads, and then he got blocked because the police department said he was abusive. I don't know how to do that, but he piqued my interest. I didn't know you could do all.
How do you
Apparently, there's a lot of stuff you can do in jail now. You could there's like you can have
phone TikTok.
But they get access to the internet. They get access to like phones, and it's like, I go, man, if you could find a way to spam everybody in the jails, like you would do phenomenal. Like, think of how many motivated sellers in the jail, but it's challenging. And then
how do you contact them?
So understanding most people that buy their house, they're getting ready to go to jail.
Okay.
It's a process. So usually they're going to go out and make bail. And then they got usually about 1 year to get their life in order, like to get stuff before they go away. When they get arrested multiple times for DUI, they know what's coming. Like they're like, oh crap.
Right.
Now, every now and then someone gets hit hard with the slammer, and you got to go see them. Like, so sometimes like we network with family members. I get a lot of probates where that happens, where the heir is in jail, and like we got to go and make an appointment. It's a little intimidating to go to jail if you never like visiting. Like,
I've never.
But it's you got to register, make an appointment. It's like it's very strict, and honestly, you don't really know these people, so you don't really have any rapport because you're talking on the phone. So it's a little bit odd. So, but it's very safe. I mean, there's officers everywhere. It's not like no big deal.
Right, very safe. I come back and see black
eye. Honestly, the arrest records, like and the thing is, you don't have to be like on the arrest records every day.
Right.
It's not like probates. Probates, man, if you could be every day, you'll kill it.
Right.
On arrest records, like once a month, like just make a list, and then just when you're watching a game or something like that, you just cross-reference them.
Okay.
A lot of them don't own property. So it's like it's like wish a while, but like a good percentage do. And you just got to find those. And sometimes they're in like neighboring counties. Sometimes you can use some more advanced softwares, but like I'm not a big fan of that. Just a lot of times you can just Google people. You can true people search and figure out like where counties they do own property. Sometimes they own the property in a neighboring county, something like that.
Right.
So kind of where there's smoke, there's fire, and that's the technique you use that one. But I don't do a ton of them, but I probably do at least 2 or 3 a year minimum every year.
That's what I'm talking about. That's good.
It took me 7-8 years to figure that one out. Nobody taught me that. I'm like, hey, these people are arrested. I go, they're pretty motivated. They're like,
right.
Okay. I once had a guy, you ready for this? He was getting ready to go to jail the next week, and I bought his house. He dragged it out, and I go, listen, you got to move out. Like I was concerned he wasn't going to move out.
Right.
So he was arrested for breaking and entering multiple times. I'm like, you got to get out, right?
Right. So now he's trying to stay.
True story. Zach was with me when he was I think he was 14. And we were going to, I think we were going to visit my dad. And I go, listen, I just got to swing by the house, make sure he moved out. Well, he moved out. He moved into the garage with his couch, his bed, and everything. He goes, you told me to move out of the house. I go, oh my God.
Right.
I go, son, I go, dad's about to go, like, I go, what am I going to do? He's like a convicted felon. Like he breaks in houses all the time. I'm like, so I had to pay him another $700 to get out of there.
Oh my God.
Because I knew he was going to break into the house. I go, listen, I don't want any problems. I go, what's it going to take you to really get you out? He's like, well, I need some beer money. I go, you don't need any more beer money.
Right.
So I will tell you, if you want to write a good book, deal with like arrest records, because every one of their stories is mind blowing. And like, but like they're good people. They just got caught like making bad decisions. So I just try to help them out. And honestly, they're thankful. The downside with it, very dramatic. Right. Everything's very dramatic because If you were going away to jail for a couple of years, you're going to make your last few weeks count.
Right.
They like the pate.
Yeah, that's right. $700.
I don't care, man. And I think he went and bought fireworks with it on all of it. I'm like, oh my
Oh man,
god.
said he's going out with a bang or going
like
in with a
kid,
bang.
like
I
a
guess.
kid, man. So it's like, so arrest records work, but like you don't have to sit there every like once a month at most.
Okay.
And honestly, if you want to do it like every other month, you'd be fine doing that too.
All
Because
right.
remember, most people get arrested. It takes a lot of time for them to finally go to jail.
Okay.
You know, the average. I'm dealing with a property. Ready for this? All the way back in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
A wholesaler sold it to me fraudulently. He didn't know. Like we all know each other.
Okay.
To this date, 9 years later, the case is still not resolved.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm a big part of it because I paid I flipped 3 of the houses and I kept 2 for cash,
Mm-hmm.
and one I still own to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, it's the weirdest thing. So like anything like has to do with court system, other than foreclosure, it seems like it just takes forever. Like,
right.
and then when the pandemic hit, it extended everything like an extra 3 years.
Right.
So you're going to see arrest records start to jump. And then honestly, if you're in like some of these crazy counties that like they've let everybody go,
Mm-hmm.
if they actually start enforcing the law, you're going to see like the numbers will go through the roof. But I doubt many of these people own homes. Maybe they do. Hopefully they do. We'll figure it out. So
All right. And
what else you got?
Yeah. So one other question I had, I just came to my mind, which I'm happy about. So I've been like kind of like verifying or looking for a good virtual market to jump into.
Okay.
And initially I had heard, I've been watching a lot of just videos just to hear how people are talking about how they look for these places. And you know, that you want to look for distress, so liens and vacants and stuff like that kind of. But I went into one market and I'm seeing like a lot of liens, and it seems like neighborhoods have died in certain areas of the country where it's like just entire neighborhoods are distressed, you know. It's like, and people buy these liens. I talk to them and I think they're buying them for like really cheap and they're putting a little bit of money into them, but it seems like these are really garbage deals, but people are willing to talk to me about them.
Okay.
Are those areas to kind of stay out of? Like I'm talking like northern Indiana, like
so you're researching people that own liens on these properties. They've bought them probably at a discount.
Yeah.
And but they don't own the property, they just have the liens on them.
Well, they own the property, and I think it's one of those deals where I'm not super familiar yet with real estate, but I think they buy the lien and then they have to hold it for a certain amount of time before they can sell it. Those type of properties, and it's like I'm running comps, $500 comps and $1,200 comps. I'm like, heck.
Well, here's the best way to research a market is let other wholesalers do it for you.
Right.
I said the one thing that kills wholesalers more than anything is what?
Motivation. Well,
no.
I'm sorry.
What is the arch enemy for all wholesalers? Like you see a lot of wholesalers. What do you think like we're known for?
Bad publicity. I don't know.
The egos are monstrous.
Okay. I can see that.
Listen, I'm going to give you a little truth here. Why do you think so many wholesale coach and gurus like speak on stages other than to sell their product?
Because they don't.
It feeds their ego.
Feeds their ego. Okay.
Why do you think I don't do like live events?
Okay.
It's like, why I'm having an interaction with you. What is a live event? If I do a live event, I'll get you pumped, get you excited. It ain't going to help you, though.
Right.
I'm going to get you all jacked so you can go buy my $10,000 course. That's the only purpose of doing that, and then feeding the ego. Oh, Rick, you're so great. It's a waste of time at the end of the day. Me and Jack can help people. We're like, oh, you should have a live event. I go, listen, I love the interaction. It's not going to make you any more money. It's actually going to confuse the hell out of you. And so ego is the biggest thing that takes down wholesalers. So if you know that, then play on it. You can go through PropStream, listrei.com, whatever you want. You can do it to death. The data's there, but it's still data. I'm not a data expert to research markets. You can see trends. So I look at wholesalers that are having success in virtual markets. Maybe it's their own local market. They brag about it everywhere. Dude, it's so easy to find. Every one of my virtual markets is from bragging wholesalers.
Right.
Hey, so here's what you do. Get on their cash buyers list. map out their zip codes, and they will point you. It's like having a what do they get, those magnet finders finding the gold.
Uh-huh.
They'll do that. You don't have to spend a dime to do it. In the old days, we used to spend thousands of dollars to research markets. I don't do it anymore.
Right.
And then you verify it. Go, okay, listen. So you can find out if they're for real. And then I start calling to see if their properties are really, if it's theirs, not somebody else's. And once I figure it out, it's game on. It's
Right.
that simple, guys. Like, I'd like to sell you this big fat course on how to research markets. Go where the money is and where it's working.
Mhm.
And then you can add other data points to kind of figure it out. But like, the one thing with wholesalers is like we go find deals now that's working now. The problem with data is always outdated,
Right.
anywhere from 3 to 9 months.
Mhm.
And like the markets right now, like are changing quick.
Right.
So you got to find someone to go, hey, let me find someone that's having success. And you got to find verified success. So once I get on their cash buyers list and I'm seeing them posting with pictures and details, I'm pretty confident. Like I know where the gold is. I just got to go find it. Then I find their average price points, the zip codes, and then I'll even reverse engineer how they're marketing to them. And then I just go in, and every time I've done it, I've done very well.
Right.
The downside with virtual markets is what? You don't know that local market as well.
Mhm.
And it's going to take some time to get it up and running. But once you get up and running, they do very, very well.
Okay.
So that's to me, it's like, don't start chasing leans and stuff, because it's like a lien is usually a problem, and it's going to lead you down the wrong avenues to go after.
Okay.
Okay. And remember, a lien is just a lien until they're the property owner. It's just a lien, and it gets very complicated. That's not wholesaling. That's a different type of investing. It's like buying tax certificates, stuff like that.
That's what I think they're doing. Yeah.
That's not wholesaling. It's not even
okay.
Close. It's not bad, but it's like it's a huge wait and see game, and it takes a lot of capital.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate you.
Man. Okay,
and you're awesome. You're awesome.
I
even though we're not on stage.
Okay. Okay.